So thanks. Make sure you like. Why don't you roll us out, Marty? You had it all prepped up at the beginning.
Oh, what? Roll. Hey, everyone, all you out there, we appreciate you. We love you. Keep on streaming and keep the support. Keep up the love. But thank you. You're drawing regular Joes like me into this cool world. So thank you.
What about the like, subscribe, and comment and share?
Oh
All
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Hey, you gotta smash the like button and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. You caught me off guard, but I've always wanted to say that. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Smash the like button, everybody. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Every time I see that clip, I just crack up. I was editing it last night to get it ready for this stream, and I just couldn't stop laughing. Marty's just so genuinely like into it at that moment, and that just makes it so funny. It's just one of those like evergreen, hilarious things that have come out of these streams. So I'm really happy to try and get more of those today. Welcome everybody. It's good to see you. Guess who was first in the chat? Comrade Sammy. Woohoo! Nothing against John. Obviously, I love John jumping in here so quick, but it's fun to see you to be able to outclick him to get here. I'm assuming maybe he's pinned underneath a bus or fighting a wild hippopotamus, maybe. That's the only reason that I could think of that he wouldn't be in the chat first. But welcome and congratulations. Definitely keep an eye out at the end for your name. I've got it all set up already, if I did it right. Awesome one. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Kaboom to you too. And mine at the bottom at the bottom of the screen. We'll have like last in chat at the bottom of the screen. Wait, I got that set up here too. That's ready for later if if my friend Marty does not like the book that I'm sharing with him. So yeah, this is Comics Yeah, Comics Nah. And this is a chance to share comics with a friend, and in this particular case with Marty, who you guys all know. And it's great to see that Comrade Sammy say this, like, I'm excited to see you and your pal again. That last stream with him was so much fun. It really was. And I definitely want to have other people on in the same kind of guest role to be able to share comics with them. But it takes, certain people are really funny on camera. Certain people just are very natural in this scenario. And Marty's one of them. Like that last stream was so fun. And so I definitely wanted to have him on again. And he also has a more flexible schedule than other people that I know, just because working as a firefighter, as you guys heard last time. So he has some breaks where he can do weird stuff like this. So it's awesome to have him here. Awesome one says, I'm going to go Happy Tree Friends on some chicken right now. And like I'd mentioned in the chat, like you and chicken, man, like whether it's peeling chicken off the bone or eating chicken, there's something going on with that. Awesome one says, before lockdowns, there was a pop-up comic shop that lasted like a couple months, and out of maybe 4 or 5 shops, we only have one left. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, the pandemic was tough. There's actually a comic book shop that is a long-standing comic book shop in the city called, I think it's Cards and Comics. And I used to go to that shop a lot when I lived closer in that area to it. When the pandemic hit, they went to subscription only, and they you couldn't walk in the store anymore. You had to go through and get your comics through a window, like a little window slot with plexiglass. They did a lot of like Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering stuff there too as well. But they've not opened their doors since, and we've been how many years out of the pandemic, and they haven't opened their doors since, which is a shame. It was a cool store, so I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they've just found a business model that works for them now, but it's a shame that it's not a walk-in store anymore. Um, so yeah, I feel it. It was tough. It was tough for stores that need an audience to walk in. It's really tough to have to close your doors for an extended period of time and then try and reopen them and figure it out again. So, but glad to hear you still have one shop at least. Hail cousin Rocky. Are we cousins now? That's awesome. I'll take it. Hail cousin. Timmy Mello. Hey man. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you. I know I've run into you in many other chats elsewhere, so good to see you. Thanks for coming in here. I hope you enjoy the time here. The way that, well, I'll get into it in a second. For those of you who don't know how this stream will go, we have probably about a little less than an hour here, so I don't want to overtalk it before I bring in my friend Marty. But the premise of this show is I want to share comics, sharing comics with friends who either aren't really into comics or maybe they're into comics and are not exposed to a book that I'm about to show them. So this was just kind of for me to bring something new to the table, walk them through why I like it, why I think they would like it, and then at the end of the stream, see how they vote, whether they give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Down, comic, yeah, comic now, and just all in good fun. It probably has something to do with what I pick, how I pitch it, and their own personal preference. But thank you. Hold your applause. Much applause for you. Here we go, Comrade Sammy. Hey, you're a natural at this too. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I much appreciated. Much appreciated. It's always been a grand experiment. It will always be a grand experiment. But I am getting a little bit more comfortable with staring at this lens and pretending that people are behind it. But it also helps that we have friends to do it with. So without further ado, my buddy, Marty. How are you? Wait, are you muted? Hello? Oh man, I knew something wrong would go. How are you muted? Will unmute. What happened? It was working earlier. Are you muted on your side? No? Oh no. It says muted. Can you call back in, Marty? Same link. Call back in. You know what? Take out the earplugs. Unplug it. Oh gosh. So anticlimactic. It says muted. It still says muted. It's not muted on my side. Maybe quit out. Quit out and log back in. All right. That was a disaster. There's always something that goes wrong. Hey, John, how are you doing? Okay, wait. Here comes my friend Marty. Marty. Are you there? Oh, Marty. What happened? This is not good. I can see you, buddy, but I can't hear you. And it worked just now, so what happened? Disaster. Okay. How are we going to do this if I can't hear you? This is disastrous. We just did a test, guys. We are all set. It says we will. No. He has to go through the Streamyard. No, I'm actually not using StreamYard. I'm using Ecamm. Oh, wait. Hello. Okay, let's try this again. Marty, can you hear me? Marty.
Hello?
Oh my gosh.
Now that was an entrance. Good one, Rock.
Oh!
I love it.
It's always me. It's always on
What
my
happened?
side. I'm going to tell Ecamm that they've got this stupid button. It's called preview mode. And basically what it
Uh,
does is it allows you to uh wait, can everybody hear? Just make sure we're not echoing all that kind of stuff. Let me know, you guys. But just an explanation, preview mode, you click on it and um it allows you to like check your camera while something else is playing live, right? Without going live on what you're looking at, it allows you to play. But I don't know why I accidentally click preview mode, the button, but when I'm in preview mode, it looks like it's live to me, but it's not, and that's why everything gets jacked up. Here we go. This is the answer. Boomer Rocky. It's totally true. Ah, I think I lost like everybody. All my followers I lost because I just did that.
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
I wanted it to be you. Okay, hang on. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more just so my head doesn't look so large. All right, so welcome, Marty. You're here. Okay, Comrade Sammy
Oh,
says
thank
all good
you.
now.
It's a pleasure.
That was
It's an
so
honor.
anticlimactic. How you doing?
Good. It's 1:18 in the afternoon, and I'm hanging out with you on a live stream. Life is good.
It's weird, but it's good. Yes. Let me just quickly say I said hi to Timmy Mello. I don't know if I brought your comment on screen. I thought I did, but I was probably in preview mode, Timmy Mello. So my apologies. John, hello. Good to see you. Comrade Sammy says, "What's up, John?" She's got a bigger smile than normal, I think.
Mm.
I don't know why, but seems like she's smiling way bigger for some reason. Okay, everybody, good to see you. Good to see you. Did you know that GTSY stands for good to see you, Marty?
I did not know that.
You didn't know it, yeah? I'm learning all sorts of stuff from the chat. John says, "Marty, thank you for your service."
Oh, thank you, John. It's an honor and a privilege,
Yeah, there you go.
honestly. And I'm just trying to be like the real heroes out there,
Who are the real heroes out there?
the ones actually fighting fires and saving lives.
That's supposed to be you.
We clean toilets and cook food.
Don't tell anybody that. John says, Comrade Sammy, did Rocky blow out your eardrums today? I didn't. No, I didn't. But I did the reverse and muted Marty when I was talking to him. So what a disaster. But anyway, we're here. We're good. I am so excited to share a new book with you, Marty. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I love the
How did
first one.
now? I just want to recap really quick. Last time we talked about Ash, and you actually did order it.
Yes.
Did you get it?
I received, I think, 4 out of 5, or I'm missing one of them.
Oh, you ordered individual
But
issues.
yes.
Oh, I thought you ordered the graphic novel.
No, each individual comic was, yeah, I was impressed, and
Did
it's
you
very
get to read them?
inspiring. Not quite yet. That's next.
Should I have a reading stream for you so that we just sit and read? I can read them out loud to you every time.
We were doing really good until you asked if I read it or not.
Oh my gosh.
But
Oh, that's
I
so
looked
good.
at the pictures and I was very impressed.
Oh, good, good. All right, cool. Well, I guess we should follow up on that another time where you let me know how you like it and if you like it, or if I just made you spend money on something that I totally bamboozled you. Here we go. John says GTSY equals good/great or glad to see you. We're becoming smarter as we do these things. All right. Okay. So this next book, what I'll do is, okay, let me get set up here. Not set up, but just make sure my camera, nothing's showing up. Last time I tried to like push like right here what I'm doing, some of the people that were in the stream, I knocked my camera over midstream and like totally toppled.
Oh man.
It was pretty
Hey, do
bad.
you draw things in front live as
Like
well
here?
when people are?
Funny you should ask.
You got to
I'm
show them your talent.
Oh gosh. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. I mean, trying's will only get you so far, right? You just got to do it. I'm gonna zoom you in again. Again, I don't like being the biggest head on screen. Um, but yes, that is definitely the goal. I have a different setup because my desk. I have kind of a wide desk that I split between my digital work and also my traditional work. So I have another camera setup on the traditional work side where I did some practice drawing. I just recorded myself, not streaming live, but I recorded myself drawing just to see how it felt and not to put a lot of pressure. And it turned out okay. But yeah, I got to just do it, put it out there, see what works, adjust, all that kind of stuff. So that is the goal.
Agreed.
All right, let's see. Let's just catching up here. Comrade Sammy, energy level is a little higher today. Sorry, never got that chicken noodle soup. Oh, John was fighting a cold the other day. So we were all telling him to take some
Oh,
rest and get some chicken noodle soup. Maybe Awesome One can give you some of his chicken for the chicken noodle soup.
cool.
John says, "Wait, Rocky, where are the mixed? Oh, I forgot the mixed nuts. I forgot them. I was actually gonna get some because I have not eaten lunch yet. So oh well." Comrade Sammy says he does in his secret draw streams. I did, yeah. I would draw. That was digitally, and I wasn't on camera for that. I would just
What
draw
was it?
digitally. What was I drawing?
Yes.
One time I drew Spawn. It was for like a Spawn competition.
Oh, I saw that.
Spawnuary. Yeah, I think I sent you that. I was drawing that live, and then the other time I drew Cobra Commander because I was reading Cobra Commander, and I would decide to draw.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was just really rough. But okay, so here's the book. Are you ready?
Ready.
Oop.
King David,
Yes,
like
by
from,
this artist named Kyle Baker.
yeah.
I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on Kyle Baker before I open this book.
All
But
right.
this was released by Vertigo Comics, which is an imprint of DC, and it was released in what year? 2002. So it's pretty old. Yeah. But here's the backstory on Kyle Baker. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows of Kyle Baker, but he's done a lot of work. He's been in the comic book industry for a long, long, long time. He started off as, I believe, an inker, but then started doing his own books too. He's a super talented guy. He had a run on The Shadow. Awesome, awesome run of The Shadow. He's got this great sense of like almost like realistic faces, realistic
Oh,
expressions. Look
yeah.
at that, right? That almost looks like
Uh-huh.
photoreal a little bit. But then he can be really cartoony. Like, look at this, like very cartoony expressions. So he's a super unique artist. And so he had this run on The Shadow. Look at these expressions.
They
Really
had
awesome.
Superman and Wonder Woman kissing.
That's an ad.
Oh.
Superman and Wonder Woman are always kissing
Oh.
when Lois Lane's not around. Badoom. Oh wait, I got that. So yeah, this is kind of Kyle Baker's style. It's amazing. It's such a unique style. And Kyle Baker actually also worked in animation. Has done some animated things himself, like independently. I actually met him at San Diego Comic-Con once and connected with him. Just on an animation side point, we are talking about maybe you can help him out or do some work with him. It never turned out anyway, but he also had a run on Plastic Man, which I thought was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
pairing of his style. But look how cool! Like he really embraced digital artwork too. So like, look how cartoony this is, right? Which works great for Plastic Man. Um,
Wow.
right? It's almost like a cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves classic cartoons. But then he can also draw really great superhero stuff. So let me see, like, let me find his Plastic Man. So I love that his style can go from realistic to cartoony. Um,
Yeah, what a range, huh?
yeah. And then he did a book called The Bakers. His last name's Baker, and this is about him and his wife and his
Hmm.
kids, which were super cute.
That's funny.
And that's him. That's his caricature of himself. So he
Cool.
produced this kind of independent. These are great. Like you can totally see this as a cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he did The Bakers for a while, and they're just kind of like adventures of him and his kids, him as a dad. And then he came out with this book called, sorry, this is a lot, but he came out with this book called I Die at Midnight, which was this awesome, like, mystery tale. I really love this book. This was when I was like, wow, this guy is incredible. But um, and the cool thing is it's comics, but he wrote the text like on the side like this. This will show up in King David. This is why I'm bringing it up. So he wrote it's almost like a book, but with comic
Oh
panels,
wow.
right? You don't see word balloons
Yeah.
here. He writes it like you're almost reading like a storyboard for a novel. I mean, sorry, what do you call it? A film. Ooh, that's too bright on my face.
Neat concept.
And then he based this guy. He's great with likenesses. He based this guy off of Nicolas Cage. Can you see
Hmm.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Like really awesome stuff. So yeah, so then he did this book, I Die at Midnight. It's a great read. It's just a one shot. Like it's not several issues. It's a total one shot. So I recommend it. Or I can let you borrow it, Marty, if you want to read it. This one came out in 2000.
I like that.
And then he came out. So this is normal comic book size is here. He came out with King David, and it's much larger. It's this like prestige format. Um, and so he came out with King David, and obviously, when you read the title of King David, what do you think of?
I think of one of my old heroes from
Yeah,
the Bible stories and
this
stuff.
Bible story, King
Who was
David. So I was like,
crazy.
whoa, King
Yeah.
David. I was like, what is Kyle Baker gonna? What kind of story is he gonna tell about King David?
He's got the warrior aspect, right? Or the
Yeah,
imagery.
yeah. So I was really interested when this book came out. Um, look at this image, and we'll see this later, but this is like David in the armor. What a great juxtaposition of like showing this little boy trying to be a warrior, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
So it is based on that.
it is. It is based
Oh,
on the
all
Bible
right.
story. Yeah. So here it is. This is King David, and he doesn't show. I should have cross-referenced this to see when it started, like what when it started and um what uh verse it started on or whatever that he started the story.
Yeah.
But here's the book. This is the look of the book. Um, he starts as David as a kid, right, with his little harp, and they just talk about him
Hmm.
going to see the king, and these really awesome expressions and characterization of David as a kid, kind
Super
of his attitude.
cool.
Yeah, and then here he is entering in the king's quarters, and look how it's all like this was kind of the end of Saul's run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of see the decadence and look at this. Look at this amazing image. Can you see that? It's a little dark, but can you see
Is
that?
that a demon or something?
Well, no, it's the king. It's King Saul.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. So it's really this like showing that like he's been king a long time and he's not moving from his position. So as you can imagine, Kyle Baker is taking a lot of creative liberties with the Bible story, but
Is he doing that with his dialogue as well? Are the dialogues all in his own words,
it
or
is.
he's some
Yes, it is. Yeah. So for example,
cool retelling it?
yes. So like here, what I was pointing out in I Die at Midnight, um, all the dialogue and the text is on the side here, and it's
Hmm.
written like a story. So it says like "Your Crown Highness," says David. It's not just like word bubbles of the
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
talking. And then he does these interesting layouts where it's predominantly text and then just a character image here.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like
And
that.
here's him with the sheep as a shepherd. Timmy Mello says definitely need more stories like this. Yeah, I agree.
Mm,
It
I
was such a
agree.
unique, and I don't know why Kyle Baker picked this story. I don't know anything about his faith journey or why he decided to do King David, other than him thinking it was a great story to tell. But
Hmm.
I love his approach to it because he's trying to be faithful to the original text, but at the same time, he's injecting a lot of his own Kyle Bakerisms in this, right? Like it's like a cartoon. Like it's almost like you're watching a
Yeah.
cartoon. Freaking David. Look at this face. We go from this kind of cartoony face to
Mm-hmm.
this highly realistic um, rendering. And this is all digital. Um, super cool. Look at this face.
Oh yeah. Back to the
There's
cartoony.
there's a word balloon right there. Kyle Baker's he can draw anything. Um, he's really really good artist, but he's so non-traditional, not what you would think from comic books, right? Or at
Mm-hmm.
least superhero comic books. Let's see. John says, "Just me, or are the colors a little dark?" They are a little dark. Like, as I look at the screen, what's streaming to you guys and what's in front of me, it's pretty accurate. So yeah, they are a little dark, and whether that's a printing thing or a choice that he made, um, yeah, it's not like my camera or whatever. These are pretty accurate to how it's reproducing on the page. Like here's white right here, so you can kind of gauge like what the white balance is between this and the white. But the nice thing too that he does is like sometimes he just lets the images tell the story versus so
Mm-hmm.
much dialogue, right? And then other pages he has a lot of or a lot of writing. He'll do these crazy like computer generated backgrounds, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but I just love that Kyle Baker embraced that. Like he's a
Mm-hmm.
competent artist, but he's like, I'm gonna embrace digital media and just go hog wild with it. So
Huh.
look at that expression. Super awesome. John says maybe it's the white background with the tail. Maybe it's blowing out a little bit. I'll keep that in mind, John, for future streams. Maybe I'll put like a gray sheet underneath just to tone down the whites. um Here is David beating up a bear and a
Oh
lion,
wow.
right? And this is that image I was talking about, but like full page of him in the armor. I
That's
love
super
this.
cool. Got
Isn't
that
that beautiful?
samurai.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
beautiful. Like his
Yeah.
attitude, his pose is like, I'm ready for battle, but obviously physically, mentally he might be ready for battle, but physically he's not.
Hmm.
Um, the text here says Saul orders some guys whose names he never bothered to learn to give David one of Saul's own suits of armor. I can't go in these,
Mm.
says David. I'm not used to them. Here's David picking up the rocks for his sling. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Timmy Mello says, one story if I ever get my comic art to a pro level to portray the story of Enoch and build a drama from his life to Noah. Nice. Um, Timmy Mello, I'm going to say this to you, and I say this to me on a daily basis. Don't worry about getting it to a pro level. Just do it.
Mm.
Just tell the story, and it needs to get out there. It needs to get out there. That story needs to get out there, or any story that you feel passionate about needs to get out there. So do it, man. I'm all
Do
for
it.
it. Awesome ones. Chicken done. Everybody, chicken's ready. Let's go. This is great. This one page, beautiful imagery. Like I love it. Feels very cinematic. It feels like he's drawing an animated film. And he has this one word here, Philistine. Right there. That's the guy. And then this beautiful expression of David pointing at him, like just all confidence.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Here he goes fighting the Philistine. This is neat too. Kyle Baker, like he uses, and I'm pretty sure this is all digital, or maybe he scanned it in, but like you can see just the like, you know, side of the pencil kind of feel to it, like the looseness of it. He doesn't get too
Hmm.
tight, but then sometimes he can get really tight and render something very highly, but he's just so loose and free with his art. I love it. Look at these heads on this guy's necklace. They all have
Wow.
different
I love
expressions.
it. Love it.
Yeah. Awesome one says, "Get him, David." John says there is also the Action Bible, and he posted the link. Yes, I know that one very well. My kids had that one, and the artwork in that one is fun. It's really cool, and they enjoyed reading it. So there's all sorts of different takes, but this one in particular, like you can kind of assume like, oh yeah, the Action Bible, I can pick that up at a Christian bookstore or whatever. But this one in particular, coming out from DC Vertigo Comics, which they usually
Yeah.
produce alternative. Sandman was one of their main huge draws, was Vertigo at the time. Like for them to put this out is like, okay, I would have loved to have been in the meeting where they decided this was a go, that they greenlit this concept. Here
So,
we go.
dumb question: is it a risk from DC's perspective, or I mean, I was gonna ask how much you think it would take to back an idea like this, or
I think that I feel like if this was nobody knew who Kyle Baker was and he pitched this idea to say DC, I don't think there's any way it would have gotten greenlit, no matter how cool the artwork was, because of the ties to like the Bible, right? It's kind of
Mhm.
controversial, and they're not a they're not a Christian company per se. Um, but I think because of the backing of his reputation and his career, I think he had a
Mhm.
lot more say and a lot more leeway. Probably
Cool.
with the format, how he was doing the type, like the success from his previous books, he probably was able to call the shots on this one. I'm
Mhm.
guessing.
Okay.
He's got this great battle here, all non-dialogue, super fun. John says, "I like the motion, the action the artist chose." Yeah, it's really gestural, and there's a lot of life to it, like in each panel, each page. And then he'll do these kind of moments where the character is so serious. It's beautiful. I haven't looked at this book in a while. I've had it for a long time, but I haven't looked at this book in a while, and it's just amazing. It's still amazing. Look at this angle and this image of David and his
Wow.
expression. It's almost like a Popeye expression where he's swinging that that rock. Boof in the face. Goliath gets hammered in the face with a stone. And this is an awesome moment. This sword is way too big for him to carry.
That's cool.
It's a very violent, bloody moment, but he chooses to show it in a cartoony kind of way. Chop. And then, boom. He's not beating around the bush with that.
Mhm.
Very powerful, though. Really powerful. I love this shot, this silhouette here. It's amazing. Um, Awesome One says Hollywood is antichrist mostly. I will not challenge you on that. I mean, there's good people out there for sure. Everywhere you go, there's good people, different values, but there is a lot of like anti-Christian values, I'd say, in Hollywood. And it's up to Christians to be able to kind of put their foot forward too and put great content. Good content is good content. So again, I don't know what Kyle Baker's background is or his history of this or why he chose this story. So I'm really curious about it. I should look it up and see. I love the colors of this lighting.
Mm.
It's so moody, and like Saul is like, oh my gosh, David is gaining a reputation. They love David. He's this hero now, and he's like, wait, what does that mean for me? So this like paranoia is setting in now. Crazy jump scene. Awesome One says
Hmm.
David finishes. He prep well. Prep. He prep well. Well, he prep finishes. He prep. Well done, David. Just like you and chicken. Awesome One. Take that, you big bully. So yeah, so here's more stuff. I love these colors. They're so not traditional, but they're really they kind of set a cool mood. And Kyle Baker's flip flopping here between cartoony and kind of serious. So it's awesome. It's really good. So then David grows up, right? He it's like some marriage here going on, gets married. He's growing older. Saul's getting more and more upset with what is happening. He's losing his control, losing his power, losing his influence,
Hmm.
becoming very jealous of the young David. And he takes it out on some people. It's not a good dude. at this point. And then here is David out. Handsome David now. He's grown up. More stuff going on. So it's like, it's a good long period of David's life
Yeah.
here. It's not just the
Good.
what do you call it? The
David
main
and
battle.
Goliath,
Yeah,
the
between
fight.
yeah, exactly. Um Saul's taking a whiz against the
Oh
rod trade
yeah,
here.
that's right. Huh? Is that what it says?
Yeah,
It says
no,
a
it says
whiz.
no. It says Saul pauses to relieve himself.
Ah,
Hey, K-pop junkie. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Everybody's saying hello to K-pop junkie. K-pop
that's
junkie,
cool.
meet my friend Marty. Who are you calling Moody? I'm not Moody. How dare you? Um, so yeah, here we go with more, like Saul's right there. David's in the cave, quiet, and he spares Saul's life basically.
Hmm.
Lets Saul live. He could have killed him while he was taking a piss in the cave, but he
Yep.
didn't. That's kind of how what a righteous person he was at the time. But in this moment, I can't even remember how it is in the Bible story. But in this moment, he has he basically shows that he could have. He has like Saul's garment here, a piece of his garment, and says like, "Hey, I could have taken you down, but I didn't." Saul realizes that he is on his way out. This is a nice device here of just saying like many days and nights pass by,
Oh, got
right?
it.
It's a
Yep.
nice way of time passing by. K-pop Shanti says, "Hi." John
Hmm.
says, "But in your heart's honor, Christ the Lord is holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with great gentleness and respect." Amen. 1 Peter 3:15. Nice.
Well
Saul
said.
was Saul was the reluctant king as Israel chose him over God. So Saul never felt like he was wanted for being Saul. And it's the
Oh,
beautiful
uh-huh.
thing about that statement, awesome one, is that I feel like this comic, Kyle Baker's bringing that out right in a dramatic a narrative way where we kind of know that when you read the original text, but here it's like it's fleshed out for us to understand as if we're watching a movie about this guy's life. So this is awesome. I think what's happening here.
Oh, because he's picking his nose.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of getting the armies. Oh, there's this guy here. I don't even know. Sorry, I'm just trying to track the story. It's like gluttonous
That's
dude.
a long comic.
It is a long comic. There's no page numbers, or I would tell you how long it is. Anyway, it continues on with David's story. Just kind of more, I don't want to call them adventures, but just more aspects of his life. But I'm going to assume here, and again, I should have maybe cross-referenced this more and read it more before I presented it, but I'm going to assume that it's pretty accurate to the text. Like this story here, Nabal. I don't think Kyle Baker made that up. Timmy Mello says those panels and colors really are fluid, like the Prince of Egypt animation. Yeah, and this, let's see, what year did Prince of Egypt came out? Actually, I think this is around the same time that Prince of Egypt came out, which is one of my favorite 2D animated films, by the way. Beautiful artistry. I know Shant's talked about it on his stream before, and we've had conversations. Shant and I have conversations about just the artistry in that movie, and the epic grand scale of that movie. And yeah, it feels like Kyle Baker's kind of tapping into that here a little bit. There's a lot of drama. There's colors. This is a beautiful example of using color to set the mood and tone, not like naturalistic color, but color as a artistic element to set the mood and tone. He has these crazy 3D armies here. He's like, I'm not drawing all those people. John says, can we get Cecil on Ecamm? That on-screen chat timeout is awesome. Yeah, I think I don't know if there's a timeout. I think it's more like Oh, I know what you're saying. Yes, I do. I can set it up. So when I pop your guys' chat blurbs up on the screen, I have a timer because I knew I would forget to turn it off sometimes. So yeah, it's really cool.
Hmm.
Awesome one says, but as God's anointed Saul would have had a blessed life, and if he didn't have jealousy over David's fame. It's human condition. Always
Hmm.
looking over our shoulders. Uh, especially when a light shines so bright right next to you and shows you where you fall short. That's where jealousy and comparison sets in.
Hmm.
So more here. Here's a kind of getting to the point here where David is kind of increasing in his influence. Oh, this was David like,
Oh,
wait, where is it? This is getting to the point with Bathsheba.
yeah. I was wondering.
Yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, this is it. So this is one of David's guards, and David's restless. He's out on his balcony. He looks over and sees the city the city rooftops. He points, and there's this shot, like it zooms in on Bathsheba taking a bath, and David's like, "Is that not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" And the guard's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Send messengers to bring her here." Look at that expression.
Eesh.
You know, things are not good.
That's
They're about to get bad. Something's about to take his heart that shouldn't. This guy is like, uh,
Can I go
okay.
now?
Here he is, kind of getting ready. So we're almost to the
We-
end, like, wait, how are they going to end this? This is
yeah,
kind of like,
it's
you know, getting it. Um, she comes in at night and then kind of leaves in the day. This guy's whistling like, I didn't see that.
mm,
She's a little ashamed here. And then we don't need to see what happens in between here. We know what happens in between here. That's the
mhm,
beautiful thing about comics. Comics can do that. We see David here in bed. He's all content. And look at her face.
mm.
And there's a little picture here. Let me zoom in. Whoop. Sorry. That was fast. Sorry. Can you see that picture?
Oh, the marriage
Yeah, it's like a
picture,
wedding picture
wedding.
between her and her husband.
Hmm.
That's a great shot. Great storytelling moment right there.
Yeah.
Um, Here's David on his kingly throne, and he says, "Send me Uriah the Hittite." Oh, here it is. A few weeks later, Bathsheba sends David a message. She is pregnant. Then he thinks about it. He says, "Send me Uriah the Hittite." And for those of you who know the story of King David, this is Uriah the Hittite. This guy, I love how Kyle Baker cast him as this like, oh golly gee guys, like kind of character. Oh man. Let's see. Sorry, catching up. Oh, what's up, Mr. Monkey Boy? How you doing? Welcome. Let's see. That envy consumed this cane. Yeah, it's human nature. It is human nature. What could start off so well can end up so bad just based on humanity.
Hmm.
John is preparing for the Christians being dragged before the court soon. Yes. um, K-pop junkie saying hello, hello. Book two, Solomon. Yeah, that's like book
Oh,
two.
yeah, that would be cool.
Mr. Monkey Boy saying hello to everybody. Well, actually, the first baby dies in childbirth. Okay, so stay with me here. Here we are, David. Here comes Uriah the Hittite, and this whole interaction between David and Uriah. And he's just saying, hey, how's it going? How are you and your soldiers? And then this awesome, like he doesn't know why he's being called in front of this king, the great King David. And here he sees Uriah here thinking about his wife Bathsheba, and he says, hey, I want you to go and command my armies, be at the front of the armies. And he tells this guy, this like shady dude with the eye patch, which I don't think that's in the
Hmm.
Bible, but it instantly gives us, a cue as to his character. And then this is where he says, like, Uriah the Hittite's dead. Up here, he gets back the message, and then David says, "Make your battle stronger." Against, he's kind of talking about the battle here, and then the next thing you know, he's marrying Bathsheba. And look at the pose of David as he kind of grows into this role of his king, right?
Hmm.
They have a little like kind of inset here. A healthy son is born to David and Bathsheba. Sometime later, David is visited by the prophet Nathan. And Nathan just says, like, that was not cool. God sees. You shouldn't have done that. And David's being a little bit indignant about it, right? Um, well, he actually tells this story, kind of this allegory of something happens, and David's like, "Well, that's not good. Who did that?
Yeah.
Whoever did that should be punished." And David, here's the quote. Here, I'll read it out. David says, "As the Lord lives, surely the man who did this deserves to die. And he shall repay fourfold for the ewe lamb, because he has done this thing and because he has no pity." And this is where Nathan says, "You are that man." Until Nathan wrecks him. That's right. That is right. Timmy Mello said, in a lot of ways that they are very similar. It's even possible Cronus was to Cain, where Lamech, his descent, was to Zeus, and thus presented a riddle repeated mythology of you. Follow Gen 4's clues, John. Wow. Deep into it. I love it. Thank you, Timmy Mello. I love that. I love that you're kind of making those connections.
Hmm.
Um, Awesome one said Uriah was very faithful to David. Very oof.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mr. Monkey Boy says, time to go. Washes his hands. You leaving? All right. Hopefully you're not leaving. Hopefully that was just an expression. But if you are leaving, thanks for stopping in anyway.
Hmm.
Okay. G. Wilkers. Nathan makes the kind of says, "Hey, it's you. You know, God said, I anointed you as king over Israel. I delivered you out of the hand of Saul, and you gave the house of your master and your master's wife into your bosom." So this very much the way that the language and the writing is. It's closer to the biblical text, right? So again, Kyle Baker's kind of dancing in and out of very tight with the text and also taking creative liberties, and really interesting take on a story like this. And here David's realizing, like, I messed up. I sinned against the Lord. And Nathan
Hmm.
says, the Lord also put away your sin. You shall not die, only because you have made the enemies of God to scorn derisively by this thing. Also, the son born to you shall die. That boy that was just born shall die. David's kind of contemplating all this. Like, wondering why.
Hmm.
And this is the hard hitting end right here. Spoiler alert: David's playing with his baby. Such a cute, chubby scene. Look at this. All this stuff that Kyle Baker's adding in, right? Just to give you this like connection. He does this whole thing of peekaboo. How cute and
Hmm.
human is that? He's playing peekaboo with his son.
That's cool.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Like, how relatable is that? And this is how it ends. Bathsheba says, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you there." David says nothing. Bathsheba watches David play with her son. Right here. "I don't like his breathing," she says. "Does his breathing sound funny to you?" And David
Uh-oh.
says, "He's fine." The end.
Cool.
Crazy, right?
That is.
Like,
That was a
really
big surprise.
impactful. Yeah, impactful a way this like, even if this was not a Bible story, just a story that he was telling, like the way that he told it really keeps you on the edge of your seat. And you know, the artwork, the storytelling in it, it all just kind of like grabs you. And I just love the way he ends that, because you know what's going to happen, right?
Hmm.
But he doesn't have to spell it out. It just kind of sits with you and leaves you with this feeling of like, wow, what a tragic story. John says David's sins echo down through his generations. Pride can lead us to sin. Now
Hmm.
someone says, oh, It ends. At least this story does right here. The funny thing is how they advertise this too. Like, how would you advertise this to mass market? And he has these little quotes here, but he says violence, intrigue, polygamy, mass circumcision.
Mass.
All, all this and more can be found in Eisner award-winning artist Kyle Baker's irreverent yet biblically accurate epic graphic novel, King David. Boom. Timmy Mellis says that was only the beginning of David's troubles. Then there was Absalom. That's true.
Mm.
Yeah. So Marty, that's King David.
Yeah.
This is bright on
Thanks for
me.
showing that one.
Yeah. So the question is, hang on, let me get my thing set. The question is, what do you think? Is this a comic yeah or a comic nah?
Well,
Be
before I
honest.
divulge in that,
Yes.
I loved. Well, first of all, I love that he took a risk on the story. It's
Mm,
a world, well-known world, renowned story.
yep.
But I love how he breathed his own life into it.
Yep.
He put his own language, and he just kind of added this and that. I loved the beginning. It was kind of drew you in. It was all the action and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, by no fault to his own, it was just history.
Hmm.
And the rest of the comic just kind of lagged on. And it's significant, it's good, but we didn't see heads flying, we didn't see swords chopping stuff off, and all the drama
Yes.
that brought us in.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm just amazed at, yeah, at the choice that he
Hmm.
took. So it's absolutely a yeah, absolutely.
Is it? It's a comic yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'd like more. Yeah, I mean, what it represents,
Yeah.
you know?
Comrade Sammy agrees. She says, I'd say comic, yeah, it's definitely something I would look into. Yes. Awesome. Oh, wait, sorry. This is just on screen all the time. Nice. Awesome one says, Rocky, get on the animation of Revelation stat. I don't I don't even want to attempt to do something like that. That would be scary. And on many fronts. John says the Bible is the best-selling book of all time. Reset. The Bible would quickly rise again to be the best-selling book. I think it is, right? It's just kind of always been that. It's just so widespread. Resonates with whether you're a believer or not. It resonates with people, the human condition.
Yeah, but I
Um,
like the comic, the expression that
mm-hmm,
comes out of it, and it
mm-hmm,
makes the story so much more real because we can easily read the stories as facts or just read it and that's it, but we
yeah,
forget the human element of it. We forget
yeah.
Bathsheba was, someone who was probably uncomfortable with the situation and regretted it and torn between
Ashamed of it.
emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you forget about things like that.
Yeah, I feel like Kyle Baker, like he kind of painted in between the lines a little bit, right? In between the lines of scripture and like, um, there's a lot of people that have done that with not just biblical stories, but other stories that are based on historical text or, stories that we have grown up with or well known, and they will kind of paint in between the lines, and it
Hmm.
gives you whether that draws more people in or a different kind of audience in. It's just another way of retelling a story, staying true to what it
Absolutely.
is, but giving you another dimension to it. Because stories are as colored and varied as the people telling them, and also the people listen, the audience that's consuming it. So I think I think that's why I really loved this particular book. It means something to me on a different front from a faith component, but also like as a avid comic book lover, like it just
Yeah.
told me an incredible story.
I mean, I could tell you the next time I read about David in the Bible, I will not forget these images
Right.
and kind of paint my own imagination into it and see
Yeah.
how people would have felt. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Same with like when I watched The Prince of Egypt, speaking of that from earlier. Like when I read those stories, I have some of the imagery, and they took creative liberty with a lot of some of the things that they did in that movie. But
Hmm.
I do have some of those images pop up when I think about those stories. It gives me a visual to kind of lock into. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
so Awesome One says, "Is Yang Yeah your cousin, Rock?" No, I don't have. I don't have a cousin named Yang. Yeah. Dumb heart above chat. What does that mean? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Awesome one. On YouTube chat, yeah, that stupid heart always gets in the way. I hate that. Are there sound effects? I don't know. Are there? Like I added sound effects. I know you got to go, Marty, and I have to go as well. But I wanted to talk about one more thing, guys. And Marty, if you are you okay with joining and watching this live with everybody? I
Sure.
finished. I finished editing the third comic book store in my whatever promo trailers that I've been doing, and it's a store called Comics Experience. I just finished editing it last night, and I sent it to the owner, Brian Hibbs. He saw it. He said it looked great, and so I'm going to post it shortly later today. But I thought I would show you guys first here in the chat, here on the stream, to get a first peek at Comics Experience and this new video. And then I'll add it to the beginning trailers of my streams with the other two, Amazing Fantasy and Invisible Jet comics. So, yeah, if you guys are ready, you want to see this, Marty?
Absolutely. Let me say one quick thing.
Yeah.
I agree with Comrade Sammy about you are a natural dude when it comes to hosting and what's the word? Not delegating, but just kind of
Boomerang.
yes, getting the conversation and acknowledging. I'm really impressed. I'm brand new to all this, but I love seeing this community. I love seeing all of you dialogue with each other. How you can pepper in knowledge from the comics, your own experience, and bring people in together. This is really cool.
Thanks,
So,
Marty. Thank
but
you.
absolutely a natural at it.
Do you see a difference between the first one we did together and this one?
Um,
You're worse.
no, I
We're
think
not
I'm
echoing.
just
We're not echoing, at least.
yeah. I think I see the participants. I
Mm,
think I'm seeing like there's 23 people and there's more, but I love how this is just like you said, it's part of a community that is ongoing, whether it's on your stream or someone else's. And I love the support that you guys are, that you all are supporting each other with this because it's at the end of it all, behind all the comics, it really is the human aspect, and it's neat to see that.
Marty, you are such a articulate, wise dude. I
Hey,
really,
thanks, and
you,
old.
yes, and old. I didn't say you were young. You're old. But you are so wise, man. When you
Oh,
speak,
thank you.
the way that you kind of cut to the heart of things, that's why I love hanging out with you and being your friend.
Well,
So,
it's a privilege seeing this group. It just seems like it's another day where everyone's hanging out,
yeah, they're great,
everyone's in each
right?
other's lives. They know they're sick. They
Yeah.
know that they're taking care of each other. So
Yeah, it's
really
fun.
cool.
All right, let me play this trailer and then I'll say goodbye and then we'll get out of here and then we'll show the end credits because I know somebody's wanting to see those. So, all right, here comes the trailer. There you go. Wait, you just adjust. Okay. There you go. I was like, what happened to your camera?
I changed my pants. TMI.
To TMI, that's right. Is this a world premiere? It is, John. You guys, world premiere of the
That's cool.
famous video for Comics Experience. Comics Experience is one of the. I go to that store quite a bit, and I have a box there, so I really love that store a lot. Really quickly, just to catch up on the chat, and then we're out of here. Everybody, thanks, Rocky, Marty, in chat. John says, Rocky, you're going to have a comic nat at some point. It's true. Marty's too accepting of stuff. Awesome one says, just review Snowflake and Stay Space for that. Oh my gosh, I just saw a video about those characters. Have you heard of these characters, Marty? I
Mm-mm.
think it's for I think it was for Marvel. They
Yes,
created these
I
characters,
have. I have. I
Snowflake and Stay.
have. I
Oh
have.
man, I had to turn it off. It was bad. Timmy Mello says, I still
Saves.
want to know what internet gas is. Awesome one. Let's see. I do. Okay, blah, blah. Thank you. I
That's
know I'm not
funny.
so bad. Everybody. Okay. Sorry. That humility gets every time. Yeah, right? Marty's such a humble. He's a dude, man. I hope one day you guys
Thank
can
you.
meet him in person. Such a good dude. All right. Well, thank you everybody that has been here, that showed up. John, Comrade Sammy, Awesome One, Timmy Mello, K-pop Junkie, Mr. Monkey Boy was in here for a smidge. I think that was everybody. Did I miss anybody? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But thank you guys for showing up. It was really fun. Great conversation.
That was fun.
Thanks for all the input that you guys did as we were reading through that book. Marty, I'd love to do this with you again soon.
Ah,
We should probably collaborate and think of who else we can drag on here. That would be fun.
yes.
But thank you so much for giving me some of your time, and I will let you borrow this when I see you again, so you can read it close up.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
That's right.
Like, notify, subscribe, smash it all. Just smash it.
all.
Let's
Just
smash it all.
Smash it, people. Smash
I
it.
love it. It's
John
cool.
calling you Elder Marty.
Yeah.
He's talking about. Okay. All right, everybody. I will be posting the video for the comic book store later today. I'm going to be recording a My Wednesday Comics. Stay tuned for that one. That'll probably launch, I think, Friday by the time I'm done editing it. It's not going to be a live one, but I'm talking about a book that I should have read a long time ago when it came out. And I just read it for the first time now, and I was like, wow, this is good. I should have read this before. So I'll be talking in depth about that particular series tonight. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys next time. Ciao.